All right, let's final prediction for the weekend. Nottingham Forest up against Arsenal. Nottingham Forest can also move a step closer to being safe, yeah, if they win that game against Arsenal. Arsenal already second place already settled. Could Arsenal be what will I call it now? Could Arsenal there's nothing to fight for anymore. They've lost the title, they can't drop from second. Could Arsenal make it easy for Nottingham Forest this weekend?
I'm not sure there is nothing to fight for because there is the possibility that City may draw two of their games. Maybe they draw at home to Chelsea, draw at home to Brighton, and away to Brighton, and lose, or maybe lose to Brighton and draw. So if City get 2 points from their last three games and we get 6 points, we will be champions. Because, or maybe they will get 1 point, sorry, from their last two games. Even if they get two, we could still be champions. Although the goals difference is huge. So for me personally, they might lose. Then they're human. What's to say they can't lose against Chelsea or draw? What's to say they can't lose against Brighton? So for me personally, I would say Arsenal have to go and do the job. I mean, Lopetegui was saying they were going to fight against Everton just to preserve the integrity of this thing. So why should we not fight against Nottingham and give them an easy way out of the relegation fight? So if Arsenal don't come up with a big enough fight to win that game, I'll be very, very surprised because you want to go out on a high as well, especially after all that we've done all season long. So I think Arsenal have everything in them to beat Forest, although Forest at home have proven to be one of the best teams in the league, especially among the bottom clubs. Even City could not win there, so they've done incredibly well at home, and I expect them to give us a real big fight. But if you're up for it, we're capable of beating Forest, definitely. And we should beat Forest. Personally, I think it will be an Arsenal 2-1 victory.
Festus.
Cali is going to be very tough. At Nottingham Forest at their home ground, it is a very tough place. Despite how poor they've been throughout the season, but when it comes to their ground, it's so tough. And my fear at this point is our mentality has shifted. I think the boys are finally tired. I think the realization is clear to them now that they can't. There's nothing else to compete. Second place is guaranteed. Most of them wants to finish the season and probably proceed on holiday. So I may not see that 100% commitment. Unlike the match we played against Newcastle, you could see the fire, you could see the determination. Then there was still hope, and I don't think it will happen at this point in time. Seriously, I don't see it happening. So based on that commitment, I see us not winning this. In as much as it pains me to say this, and for the fact that Nottingham Forest wants to avoid relegation teams, it's going to be tough, very tough. It could end a draw from what I'm saying, or we may likely lose this.
I'm feeling I feel this game might end in a draw, and it's simply because Nottingham Forest are fighting. They are fighting for every little thing. Only people like Femi will say anything can happen at this stage of the season. Nothing like anything can happen. City is winning every game. The remaining 3 games, they are winning them, and it's.
But you have to make it hard for them.
No, nobody. The time to make it hard is past. Now it's in their hands. It's not in anybody else's hands. It is in their hands, and I do not see them losing any game till the end of the season. And this weekend they're going to be crowned champions. And so, as City winning or not is out of it. Arsenal are finishing second, and that might just have taken the edge off the way we're playing. And I think Nottingham Forest have a bigger fight in them because of what they are fighting against. And that's why I think it might just end in a draw. It might end in a draw because I feel the Arsenal players won't want to lose the game. So they will just put up a fight, just not to lose the game at the end of the day. But I'm hoping Arteta, the only way I see Arsenal winning this thing is if Arteta decides to give the like of Reiss Nelson, the likes of what's his name? Well, it looks like Trossard might start because Martinelli is not playing. Zinchenko is not playing. Tenny is going to be there. Some of these guys are hungry. They want to prove a point. And I think it is the only way we can win the game by starting some of these guys up front. Saka needs to stay on the bench for a bit, and if that happens, if Nketiah starts, Reece Nelson starts, and Trossard starts, I think Arsenal will win the game. But if we use the same usual, I think Arsenal will just end in the draw because Saka is on holiday already. His body is on holiday already. And that's why he's not giving us anything exciting for a few weeks now. So I think it's just going to end in a draw.
Well, hopefully for the good of Forest, because we're not likely to win the league anyway. But for me, I would make it difficult for City till the very last day. I would not go and pack the bus at Forest and hope that we get away with a point there. I would rather go gongo. We're a better team than Forest.
Frank, City can obviously win the title this weekend. Have you thought about maybe doing a guard of honour if Arsenal drop points?
And it's done.
Yeah.
I haven't, but we could do. We would do. I remember getting that myself as a player, and I thought it was something very respectful. So yeah, I'd have no problem with that at all.
They said, what is a guard of honor? A guard of honor is when a person or group of people line up to congratulate others on an achievement. Essentially, it is seen as a mark of respect with the Premier League champions, the usual recipients. Now, they said, is it compulsory? No, it is not compulsory for any club to provide a guard of honor if they face the newly crowned Premier League champions. But it is a ceremony agreed between the two clubs beforehand. Can you see? If they face the newly crowned, not if they have been beaten.
Listen, Femi. Read what you've read, what you just read now. Read it again without trying to defend your stand and understand, because I'll pick out what you are misinterpreting to you now.
They said it is not compulsory for any club to provide a guard of honor if they face the newly crowned, not after they have faced. So if they face the newly crowned Premier League champions, but it is a ceremony agreed between the two clubs beforehand.
So the two clubs, so is their prerogative.
The newly crowned. Man City have not been crowned champions.
Listen, so are you saying it's until a team gets the trophy, that's when teams give them guard of honor?
Not until they get the trophy. When they've been confirmed.
That's when you crown. That's what the result confirms it.
Wait, Kylie,
Festus, let's go back to what Femi read. At what point are you crowned champions? Is it when the results are shown it, or when you are given the trophy? When do you become champion?
When the result, you're already a champion.
You are the champions. You are the champions.
What I'm saying is, what we are used to is
exactly. Say what you are used to, not what must be.
Yes,
it's not what must be.
When you have won the league by virtue of mathematically, there is no chance for the next
anybody else.
The next match, the team you're playing gives you that kind of honor. That's what we're all used to.
Okay,
that's why I said it's strange.
Yes, it's strange. So it's strange, but not wrong. Yeah. It's strange, but not wrong.
No. I'm not saying
no. That's what Femi is saying.
Listen to this.
Why should Chelsea give them a guard of honor?
Even from what you read, you said it is not compulsory, which means there is
no two teams. There's no rule. There's no rule.
We're not talking about compulsion. We're talking about listen to this. They said Man City.
If my team does that in a match you're playing, I will not be happy doing that.
Listen to this. They said Manchester City did not enjoy the luxury of a guard of honor in 2019 as their knife-edged title race with Liverpool went right until the final day when they were confirmed champions with a 4-1 win at Brighton. How come Brighton did not give them?
That's their prerogative. Femi, do you understand the part where they say it's an agreement between the two clubs? It's their prerogative.
How can you plan something when the thing is not being confirmed? What if...
Femi, there is no law that says that anybody should do it or must do it. There is no law anywhere. So if I decide to do it, it's my decision. There is no law. I don't have to do it. Even if they are champions after the whole thing and they come to my ground next week, I can decide to give them. I can decide not to. There is no law.
I don't know why we are discussing something. There is only one point we're discussing. Nothing else matters here. All that matters is you don't give a guard of honor until somebody has won and is not in that very game if they have not won it.
Who told you that? Who told you this? Who told you this? Are you the Abinja of the law? Is there any law that says that?
And that is why Brighton or nobody else. It's that simple. I'm not the Abinja of the law. It's not even a law. It's an agreement.
Exactly. So Chelsea have decided on their part, and you are fighting it. You are agreeing that it's an agreement.
Because they have a stupid manager that can agree.
That is not. But why? What makes what he's saying stupid?
Because you don't.
What makes you stupid? Femi, no, Femi, it's wrong. You don't listen.
Man City should get a guard of honor if Arsenal fail to breathe. Maybe you didn't hear it properly.
No.
Maybe you didn't hear that question properly.
Femi, what do you mean by?
Let me say it to you. Maybe you should. I didn't follow that interview, but maybe
you want to correct me that you want to correct me that I'm using the show.
That if Man City. Because Man City can be champions before playing on
Femi, there's no but. The question is, if you lose to Manchester City on Sunday, will you give them a guard of honor? It's simple. Don't do but. It's an interview you didn't listen to.
Let me go on.
Are you joking?
Question. I think you may have. So Lampard and Man City.
And this is the problem, Femi. What you're trying to do is justify a stand that is wrong on your part, because you are trying to determine for a club what they should do. Who are we to determine?
Okay, now look at this. Now let me read this to you. See the question, and they said, and Lampard, who took over as caretaker boss at the beginning of last month, says that Chelsea could give City a guard of honor if Arsenal lose on Saturday. This is what I'm telling you. So if
Femi,
they can get a
I have used that audio for a show. It's longer than what you do. You just quoted something on Sky Sports. Sky Sports did not conduct that interview. It's a Talk Sports interview.
I'm not reading from Sky Sports. I'm not even reading from Sky Sports. They said, speaking in his pre-match conference, Lampard told reporters, I haven't, but we could do. That has happened to me in my career. And all he said there, let me even find the video. I'm sure I'll get the video.
Yeah, I will send the audio to you now, because it's a Talk Sports interview.
It's everywhere. Frank Lampard said he's open to giving Man City. He's on Daily Mail. He's on Flipboard. He's on Twitter. Stop on that one. There's nothing wrong with the guard of honor. Kali is right that you don't have to do it. It's not compulsory. And also, this is the clubs that agree it. But the point I was making was, a manager has to be out of his mind. If he agrees that if we lose, we will do a guard of honor. You have to be out of your mind. That means you're already agreeing that you
should be out of their mind also if they even allowed that to happen. For me, it doesn't make sense. I should give you a guard of honor when you've already won and you're now champion. You're coming in, I'll give you that respect for what you've achieved. It's not easy. I'll do that. But
Brighton should be the one planning it.
I will not line up for you now I will not start clapping for you. For me, it just doesn't make sense, really. So if I see it where it's done, to an extent, superior argument or an opportunity to less. Oh, okay. The people
that kind of manager, I will pray, never manages my team as well.